Hey guys, welcome back to Eversoul. In today's video, we've got a notice of an update coming. Now, this is over on the Korean forums. I haven't seen it posted on the English channels yet, but just so you guys know what's coming, they will put more details out once the patch does go live. And I'm assuming this is going to come to global because it would make sense because it's the same issues we have on global. I believe it's like the same version of the game that we're pushing out. So I wanted to show you guys this one. Massive shout out to Antilla for showing me this. But basically, the big thing in here is going to be a nerf to Vivian from her current state, but it's just bringing her in line with what the text actually says. So we'll go through it. So, hello saviors, I'm Kim, from the director of Eversoul. Sorry, you guys know I just suck at saying names. I'm just hopeless. Prior to the story, thank you, and obviously this is translated with Google Translate, so you know if it's a bit off, I do apologize. Prior to the story, thank you always for caring and loving Eversoul. We are preparing to proceed with an update for various bug fixes and improvements on January 12th. Today, I would like to deliver some of the contents about this in advance. The main contents are as follows. General error fix. The number of tiles sold in the territory shop, so if you're buying tiles to do the floor and stuff like that, is changed from 10 to 100. If you've already bought 10 tile products, you will receive 270 back per purchase, if that makes sense. So they're refunding you because they're making it cheaper, essentially. The problem of endless loading and re-downloading of patches when returning to the lobby from the territory is fixed. I don't think this is the connecting issue. I don't think that's what this is, but if it is, please fix the connecting issue. It's the most frustrating thing in the game. There's a couple other things, but you know, we need that fixed. An issue that sometimes causes players to be unable to control when entering a friend's territory will be fixed. I have had that a couple times. Fixed an issue where sometimes the daily chat did not proceed because the relationship information was incorrect. I never saw that. I don't go into the chat. I know I can do it for some summons, but not my thing. Vivian ultimate skill error fix. So this is the big one. So the skill range of Vivian's ultimate skill, Giant Storm that destroys all, sick name by the way, is incorrect. The range of the skill is actually 4 meters, but was applied to the full range contrary to the planning intention. So if we jump over into the game here and we take a look at Vivian and we take a look at this ultimate skill, it does actually say and 4 meters around the enemy. So this was confusing because I was streaming today and someone was asking about Vivian and I was like, this 4 meters must be a really wide range because she just hits everyone. So it's actually a bug and she's not intended to hit everyone. So this is something that's going to very heavily impact the usage of her because she was able just to like actually board wipe entire enemy teams with like the second, third ultimate of the game. So this is going to make her harder to use. She's still going to be very effective in my mind. We might talk a bit about her at the end, but we'll go through the rest of these patch notes first. In addition, we confirmed that there is an error in the skill effect of Vivian's ultimate skill, Giant Storm that destroys everything. The additional damage of the skill was 90%, 95%, and 100% for each level, but 110%, 115%, and 120% were applied differently from the planning intention. And that is a big buff considering when you've got 3 stacks of it. Now at max skill, she goes to 4 stacks, but most people are playing with 3 stacks, which is actually getting you like, when you got 3 stacks, it's getting you a 60% damage multiplier increase. I don't know what I did there, but let's just go back here, which is a pretty decent increase. So, but they have said that they're going to leave that. So, however, we were concerned that if both skill range and damage were modified, the inconvenience would be excessive for saviors who use Vivian. So we decided to modify the skill range to 4 meters. The original intention and not to modify the skill damage. In the case of modifications related to the performance and skills of the spirits, our development team understands very well that even if the error is corrected, it is a factor that can have a direct and significant impact on the experience of saviors playing Eversoul. We apologize for the inconvenience caused due to the above Vivian skill error problem, and we will do our best to ensure that there is no inconvenience through continuous balance checks in the future. So it's a very interesting one because yes, it is a nerf. I still think Vivian's going to be fantastic. I think if you've got her, if you've invested in her, it's not a bad investment. I still think she's an absolutely fantastic unit. She's just not going to be as broken as she was. I can still see her getting a lot of use. I do see optimal teams maybe shifting from her over to maybe Naya and Meth, which seems to be what like a lot of people in like chapter 14, 15, 16 are doing. But I still think she's going to be very viable and the game is going to continuously evolve as we get further into the game with what teams people use. And because of that, I mean, I feel like they've got a pretty easy fix because, like I said, I feel like a lot of people are shifting to be fair, people are shifting to Naya at the moment without this fix being placed. But I think if they want a simple solution, it's like just let anyone, because like the summoning of Vivian herself, like you can't change. There's no wish list. There's nothing that people could change for that. It's only the investment of fodder that they put into her. So if they just make like a free reset for your Vivian, like say like for 3 days or 4 days or a week after the update of this patch, it's like there's a like a ticket on Vivian, and if you want to reset her to get that fodder back to invest into someone else, you can. I feel like that's just a fair way to play this stuff, and it's pretty sweet. Now, as for artifacts, that is a wishlist thing, so I don't know how they'd handle that, but I feel like just being able to reset her for the fodder and maybe just reset her artifacts and get those artifacts back into points that you can or summon tickets that you can then go ahead and summon for again. I feel like that would be a fair way to do it, but I don't know what they're going to do. Like I said, I still think she's a good unit, but she is going to be getting shifted in like that chapter 14 onwards to Naya from what I've seen so far. I'm glad that they did this where they didn't nerf her both ends, because that would have been really painful. But you know, just fixing that range balances her a lot more. She was completely broken in that state, so I'm okay with it. Let me know your guys' thoughts. I don't actually have a Vivian yet. I've been begging for one, but I don't have one on my new account yet. So it doesn't really affect me. Like I said, it's a bit early on that people haven't really invested too much. And if you've built her, like I said, I still feel like it's a good build. An issue where the range of Vivian's ultimate skill giant swarm was being applied to the full range has been fixed. The tooltip has been changed, nearest enemy in 4 meters around it, and the location of the effect different. Yes, okay. And they're just repeating it. The tooltip of Vivian's ultimate skill will be changed to 110, 115, 120. So they're just going to change the tooltip to match what the bugged effect is. Honestly, good. Like some game developers you'd see just shadow nerf this and not say anything. I'm glad they actually brought attention to it and then said, okay, we're going to leave it as is. I think that's good. I think it's good that they actually do that, because you've seen some shady stuff in the past. Fixed other elemental errors. An issue where the effect of Prim's artifact skill, whereas the ace was only applied to you, will be fixed. I guess that was only applying to her. She's got this buff where it's got a chance to apply, I think it's like crit up and 2 other effects. I think crit up, speed up, and something else up. I can't remember what they are, but that's what her artifact does, and apparently it was only applying to her. I never tested it. Even though I had it, I didn't notice, but I guess that's getting fixed as well. An issue where the resistance reduction effect of Miriam's relic skill, Cursed Bullets, reduced the resistance by a percentage proportional to the resistance possessed by the opponent, where it should have been reduced by the resistance by a numerical value, will be fixed. So instead of, say, reducing it by 30, it was reducing it by a percentage. I guess that's what they're saying, and it's back to fixed. I don't think that's a massive issue. It should be fine. An issue where the tooltip of Rebecca's artifact skill, Ambered Injection, yada yada yada, incorrectly displayed the effect. Did not change even if the skill level was increased. I guess the numbers stayed the same on the upgrade, and now they're just fixing that. An issue where Ira's subskill Death Rune effect text was incorrectly displayed as 130% of max HP instead of 130 of attack power. Yeah, this one was an obvious bug, because then on the skill ups it said increased to percentage of attack, and if it was 130% of max HP, it would have just been completely broken. So that one, it's not going to change the way she plays, it's just fixing the tooltip. An issue where Jacqueline's ultimate skill was incorrectly marked as enemy with the lowest HP. I did notice this because I've been using Jacqueline. I'm like, why is she always attacking the person directly in front of her instead of lowest HP? And when I'm trying to snipe some kills, even though the target of the skill was the nearest enemy, will be fixed. So I believe what they're saying, they're going to fix the tooltip. Yeah, incorrectly marked as enemies below. So it is just the nearest enemy. She doesn't go for the enemy with the lowest HP, which would be clutch for some situations if she did go for the enemy with the lowest HP. But hey, it is what it is. When moving, Jacqueline's ultimate skill operation, the movement position adjusted so that it does not completely overlap the enemy. Not too sure on that. I guess it's just the positioning where she ends up. An issue where Suni's main skill, Line Fire, was marked as the farthest enemy, even though the skill target was the nearest enemy, will be fixed. Okay, cool beans. Didn't use it, didn't realize, but that's cool. So it sounds like all these ones are like just fixing the tooltips, and the actual function of the characters won't change, unlike the one with Viv, where she's actually getting changed to match the tooltip. An issue where the invincibility effect of Catherine's sub-skill did not disappear and was maintained under certain circumstances. Dude, what are those circumstances? Give it to me. I want permanent invincibility and just clear everything. But I guess it's getting fixed. I never saw that error, so, you know, I don't know, but that is a thing. In addition to this, more fixes are being prepared. For details, please refer to the patch notes that will be released after the maintenance. Once again, we apologize for any inconvenience you may have experienced while playing the game. Thank you, the Dream of Eversoul director, Kim. That is it. That's the notes. Like I said, the big thing in there is this nerf to the way Vivian's actually working at the moment. Like I said, I still think she's completely viable and still worth pulling and putting. Like, it doesn't really change the way you pull. It would only change the investment you make into her in terms of fodder. But I still think she's like a top unit in the fairy faction to go ahead and invest into. So I don't think it really changes people's perception. I think, like I said, Naya is going to become the main carry. Naya's damage, like, I'm still in chapter 9, still struggling to get big damage out of Naya, but anything in like chapter 14 that I'm seeing replays for, she absolutely slaps, and she sort of replaces Vivian from what I'm seeing. And she's actually getting teamed up a lot with Meph. Now, I'm not sure if that's because everyone who's at that stage has Meph like maxed out because of the banner. But I think it's more because of the crit buffs that she's bringing, and also the big stun on the enemy with the highest attack, which helps survivability. So I think she's just being there as a massive support unit, and just like a sub DPS support to help you with speed up the kills, but also increase the damage of everyone else and also avoid some damage with that. So that's what I'm seeing a lot of. I might do a bit of a video on this in the next day or two. But yeah, Naya definitely becoming a very meta. But like I said, Vivian still like a top 2 tier unit. So not too bad. But you know, she was crazy. I kind of want to pull one just to finish chapter 9 before they nerf it, but it is what it is. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.